corrections to those minutes. And have you had a chance to review the receipts and the vouchers? If everything is in order, I need a motion to approve the March 25th minutes, the vouchers and the receipts.
So moved.
Second.
Moving second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Under new business, we have seasonal positions. Jill, you want to fill us in on that?
Sure.
Did we have any, Rick, have we put in any positions for just mowing type somewhere else?
What you see is what you get, and it's not very good.
You have?
No, I haven't had anybody apply. You're looking at what we've had apply.
That's it right there, pool and mowing, yeah.
This is absolutely everyone, and we've got a problem.
The whole world has that problem.
At this point, if we do not have enough candidates to successfully open a pool.
One day a week.
For 5 hours, maybe? Depending upon schedules.
I had one person inquire about a mowing job today.
He called me this
I
morning.
told him to stop it.
I haven't seen him yet, but he did call me this morning.
Do we need a motion to hire any one of these people?
I can use nine.
I talked to Don earlier, asked him to come and visit a little bit because the bottom one there came in and talked to me, so I wanted to make sure that he had that information as department head for the pool going into it. I'm not sure how else to reach these kids to try to get successful applicants. As I told him, I'm willing to go up to the school and if they will let me and sit at a table with some promo, a couple of iPads, maybe Rick or one of the guys, to talk about some of the job duties, the perks of working for the city, some of the ins and outs to maybe try to reach some of them. If not for now, if nothing else, plant the seed for someone coming back long-term later, because we have this same problem in all of our departments, whether we're needing office and water, sewer, public works, across the board. Whether that's gonna get anybody, I'm not feeling super confident.
I think we need to go, like you said, to go over, spend a part of the lunch hour. Set up a little table, and say, hey, we're looking for employment, and then applications for mowing, for
If I know, then we're willing to do that, and whether we're gonna be able to benefit much from it, if nothing else, at least get the word out a little more. We've gone every avenue I can think of.
Yeah, the school's been announcing in the mornings,
they have been announcing.
yes, the morning announcements. Of course, I don't know, anybody probably listens to that. Jill, on Katie's, okay, when we talked about that, it was June 15th until when?
The end of July,
Okay.
and she would be here the second half of June and all of July.
But you also said we may be in competition with Kensington.
Correct. It was my understanding when she came to visit with me that they have offered her a position again, similar to last year.
And it would be this, obviously, the same time frame as with us.
Correct. With her mom willing to
Fill in.
fill
when
in.
she- Yeah. This could be a really, really, really bad situation. I mean, we dodged a bullet last year and ended up, we had to not be open some complete weeks. But I don't even know if we can do that.
Well, what's our target for numbers? 10?
We like to
That'd-
have 10 or
that'd be
12
nice.
easy. We used to hire in the range of that 12 to 15,
And we're looking
16,
at 5?
and that's not even 5. One of those is an overlap because there is an application for a manager that's in only if needed. That was turned in January. We have 3.5 lifeguards in essence, because that last one, they said would prefer a
Yeah, she,
management type
right,
position.
she applied for a manager, and she can set a chair too. It's not that, I mean, she can be a guard also. If you look at everything she's done,
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
This afternoon, when we were all trying to go through this a little bit, I can't even think of some adults that may want to do this.
That's what
You
my
know,
wife said.
lifeguard during summer,
Adults.
they're seasonal or
No.
depending on what they have for a career right now.
Do we have any young paras that are at the school that could?
I'm not even sure.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think so.
We just need to plant the seed. We need to get out there. If you want.
Can we advertise on the bank?
I wouldn't know why not.
I don't know how many will notice, but that's an avenue I haven't used, I can sure.
That might be it. I don't know.
And it's been on Facebook, hasn't it?
It's been on 2 different social media platforms. It's been at the school. It's announced at the school.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to one of them early on in the year and asked to
Don, what do you think? Hold up.
spread the word.
There's too much for the kids to do in the summertime. And to be completely honest, I think there's a lack of wanting to work attitude also. I had 3 or 4 kids last year that I kind of recruited, and none of them worked. And I don't think the ones that applied last year applied again. I don't think we could, I don't want to be put in a position where we have to accept somebody because it didn't work well at all with some of them. So I don't know. I don't know what else we can do except just I'm going to talk to Durris and Tegan and see, because they're returners, and see if I can't get them to maybe pull some legs and see if they could talk somebody into wanting to do it. These kids are so busy in the summertime, and I don't think that things are getting in the way of wanting to work. You know, all the camps and all the summer leagues. And of course, that's not all the kids either, but it's a majority of them.
And you think our wage is in line?
Yes.
That's not the problem.
I don't think so. Like we talked, I think we could offer $20 an hour.
Yeah, that money is not gonna make a
No.
difference.
And we
I don't
haven't
care what
had-
job you take, that money does not make a difference.
No, it
There's
doesn't.
nobody wants to work.
That's right.
We haven't had applications for Rick to review for mowers for a couple of years. And then some. And there used to be a very long list, decently long list.
Well, but with our legalities of insurance, we kind of
Right.
killed that. Same time.
Would hope that would come back.
No college kids though. We don't seem to see any of those returning.
Right.
But you know, a
Once
lot
you-
of college
once you-
kids aren't coming back. anymore.
Right, and we
That's right.
talked about that
Right,
too.
and once you lose that following,
Mhm.
it's hard to bring it back.
Right.
No different than this.
I think and this came up today too, I think some of these people in college, they've got to pay to keep their room or their apartment
Right,
or whatever.
so they're just staying there.
They're
and working.
staying, working there,
Yeah.
yeah. Because they gotta pay to hold the apartment.
Yeah, I had a kid last summer and I asked his dad if he was coming back. Nope, he's gonna stay down there and work, so he
Yeah.
paid for his room. So that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, I think a lot of the coming home, working and staying with mom and dad, not paying mom, staying free at home and working and then going back. I just don't know how much that happens anymore.
Jill, if you wanted to go up to the school sometime and set up a deal for lunch hour, I'll go.
And they're probably tired of listening to me.
Could be. I just, yeah, I'll,
Make sure you wear your Hawaiian shirt and shorts.
He's got two pretty smooth.
I do, one I've never had on. I've worn the one once and I've had the other one I've never put on. Hanging right by the other one.
Yep.
Well, we're gonna have to drum up something somehow.
I think we're not the only ones having problems with it. I've been in the same problem.
No, I don't think we are either.
I haven't talked to the other towns on their situation. Did, Rick, did you want to talk about the others?
Yeah. As soon as I shut my phone off, so it doesn't ring.
Yeah.
Shut off. Are we wanting to hire, are we taking any more bids for recognition, or is that what you want to do with Avery?
That's what we want to do with Avery.
Okay, I suggest
He's the only applicant we've had.
that you vote Avery in. I talked to Lacey Fussell. She submitted an application for mowing only at the golf course. She only wants to mow on her time, 2 or 3 days a week. I told her we were looking for somebody full-time, but she wanted to come fill out a thing. Trace could have her number, and if he gets behind, or if he wanted to use her a couple days a week or whatever, I mean, I don't know how much experience she's got. I don't know if she can just get on a tractor and go. I mean, he's probably gonna spend 4 or 5 days just getting her
I
lined
would
out.
say she knows how to mow.
Me too.
That'd be my guess.
She's a farmer.
So when I talked to her, I said I'd leave it up to you guys that wanted to go that route. Just leave it up to Trace if he wanted to call her, if
Yeah.
he needed her. Because that thing, her showing up whenever she wants to
No.
show up, I don't know that that's gonna work.
It's not, no, I agree.
It'd be hard keeping track of hours that way.
Terrible.
But I'd say, I just tell her that if she wants to come fill out don't we have a form for people if they want it, like retired people, if they want to go mow, they gotta come fill something out?
That's a non-paid volunteer.
Well, we figure out the scale for her, and if Trace needs her, have her sign something where he can call her and she can come out and mow. I don't think we need to just let her go at her, whenever she wants to do what she wants to do.
Mhm.
And hopefully David will have enough time. Hope there's not a lot of water leaks or anything like that
Mhm.
between David and Trace. They may be able to keep up.
Okay.
He's got, so that Avery, we do need to have a motion on hiring Avery as the field director.
Okay.
It'd be okay, don't you?
What about Gannon?
That would be a separate
Okay,
one.
Is that for lifeguard position?
no,
What's
it's
that?
a golf course.
Oh. I just thought I'd ask. I didn't.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We need a motion for Avery Hawkins for the rec commission. Somebody make a motion.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Moving seconded to hire Avery Hawkins. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Do we need anything from this Gander McCoy? Yes or no, up or down, sideways?
Rick,
What was that?
they're asking about Gannon's
Gannon's
application.
McCoy?
I don't know.
I don't know, and
Is that
Brad
Brad?
McCoy's son.
Brad?
Is he a junior? Sophomore?
Sophomore? Is he, well, he would be 18.
No, he may be 17. I don't think he's 18. I'm sure he's not 18.
I mean, we can put him on the street department, he can
Yeah,
hold signs and throw rocks in the truck and direct traffic when they're doing streets, they can do stuff like that,
I think it'd be good if he wants a job, give it to him.
I totally
Yeah.
agree.
That's what's
I
wrong with
totally
it.
agree.
You got a kid wanting to work, and that's what we just talked about, not having kids want to work.
Just make sure he didn't have his cell phone out when he's not supposed to. So is this application for the golf course or just for summer help?
You filled it out
For the golf course, right?
course, I think you said that. You sure? But that doesn't mean that we can't talk to him about everything.
I mean, we probably use him out there some, but,
Yeah, he
it'd
just
be
has
nice
that
if he could help
summer,
us out.
that's what he has listed.
you know, if you needed some help in town there. He would probably go with that with you, Rick.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I mean, just, I'm not clear on what kids under 18 years old can do yet, so.
I've got a printout.
Okay.
About everything but operate equipment.
There's certain things they can't even load in a pickup, even if somebody else is driving it.
I don't
There's,
think they can run a weed eater. I don't think they can.
Even with our new policy?
even with the new policy,
I-
it's
That's-
child labor
I thought that
laws.
was, but I thought that,
I thought
That
he
was-
said it was good.
yeah,
Theirs was 25.
Yeah, there's some 25, child labor laws are 18.
The
You have to
state
be
labor
18.
laws are 18 years
You
old.
can't, at 18, you can't use anything motorized until you're 18. So if it has a 1 horsepower motor on it, they can't touch it, a half
What
horsepower.
about electric?
what about a push button?
That's
Got a
No
motor.
push motor. I said it's quite the list that I have to copy off for them.
No wonder,
And it is.
no wonder.
No,
these
that's
kids
exactly
don't wanna
right.
work. They can't, they need to be,
Right, if you wanna go,
they
to
need
work,
to be working when they're 7 and 8 and
if
9
you wanna
years
go
old.
work for a farmer, you gotta go take a test.
But the kids working for farmers have more availability at a younger age.
Right, then,
They
yeah,
are,
then here.
they are listed completely separate on the
Yep.
child labor laws.
I'd
If
say
they're
we
working for a
offer that McCoy a job, we just explain to him that it's gonna be in town unless he's needed it. to
It's
go.
not just.
It's
a
gonna be a
go.
gopher, because we can put him in a pickup and take him to, like I said, do whatever we're doing.
Can he run a paintbrush?
Exactly, I don't know, I have to check the rules.
Because there's a few paint projects I want you
Either
guys
So it
to
depends
do.
on the type of paint.
As long as it's not an air blower, you know, they can blow it on.
All right, I need a motion to hire this Gannon McCoy. So
Second.
moving second, and all those in favor, say
Aye.
aye. Motion carried.
We've got one more that Jill and I just briefly hit on, and he's 18 for sure. And he'd be a good one if we can get him. I hired him years ago, on my previous employer, but, he'd be a good mower.
That's someone's gonna come and talk to you.
If we can get him, we should.
Super.
Never mind.
So we want to go ahead and do anything with the pool applicants?
Do we need to?
I don't know.
So what happens if, that's what
Yeah,
what happens if we don't get enough? And if you got these guys on the hook?
And so that's kind of the
That's
top
not
one.
fair
Those
to them.
top two are retained.
Probably not, but we're gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
I think we need to start putting bullets in the chamber. We can hire 4 here, with this is 4 we don't have to worry about later.
I think anybody that's,
Maybe some of these people are gonna talk some friends in. I'm hired.
So do we need to offer a
Finder's fee.
finder's fee?
I don't care.
I think we should start where you brought up recruiting at the school.
Okay.
And then if we don't get any traction there, then we can take the next step. That's my thought.
I agree. But I think, well, their applicants are in there wanting to know if they're gonna get a job.
Do we put a little note in there that's saying we're still,
Yeah.
Needing help?
We need help.
So we,
this might not be a possibility. I mean, we don't-
well, the only thing that concerns me is if we get these kids under contract and then, okay, so I'm gonna be at the pool, and then the pool ends up not opening, and they don't have a job.
I know that.
Where they may have gotten one. I think they believe me, they understand the situation.
in this case, is that we let them know in writing. We used to write letters. Now I do it by email because that's how kids actually, I tried doing it by letter a few years
Yeah.
ago and the kids don't, they just don't open their mail. So I do it by email to show that I do have that notification done. I can, on top of that, ask them to contact me or call at a time that's convenient to them and talk to them about the situation as well, depending on what you decide. One of those is at least probably 18 are boats. That may be an option there. It's a worst case scenario. If that doesn't come to play, is there an option that they could do something else for the city?
I mean,
The second one on that list.
Yes.
If he's not 18, he's got to be close.
Well, Jerissa would be too, I would think. They're both seniors. I think that'd be a good idea, and I would put it to them, if this doesn't work, would you be willing to accept the position of the city? Street, or whatever we call that.
no,
But with that
No.
said, the training, one of them for sure will need to be recertified, and Ann is wanting those names to get them done. We were very unsuccessful last year in getting funding from the county to help pay that. Not that this would be over and above. I can't remember how much.
25. Because wasn't it 125?
I don't know.
There could be,
Or 75?
WSI is a little, it's a little more. I think that's 2 1/4 or 2.
I thought it was two.
I thought it was two something.
Maybe,
The general lifeguard training, I believe is in that ballpark.
Research might not be as much.
Right.
I wouldn't think it would be.
so we only have one on here that has to be certified.
The second one, I'm not sure where he's at. I think he was recertified last year, but my years kind of meld together, so I'm not sure. The third one, I know she was recertified last year, barely.
Should we see if we can actually go to school? I'll maybe take that with me. I don't. Not open the pool, no option.
Ooh, I'll tell you what,
We're gonna be able to fix it. That's come down to
What do you do?
grab a whistle.
You get out there and you pound the pavement. I mean, I think we have to go face to face. I mean, we have to show them what the benefits are, what the flexibility that's offered with these positions. They can be proud of what they do every day while making
And
some
I look
money.
good on
and
the
we're still around.
resume that they work for the city of Smith Center Pool Division.
I think we can look at this in a lot of different ways, and if we market this right when we're face to face, I'm hopeful it will make some difference.
Have the application right in front of them, so that if they don't have an application in front of them, oh yeah, I'll do that later.
In two
And it
different
never
ways.
happens.
We
Well, I
take
had-
1 or 2 of our iPads because I
Yeah.
have a fillable form I made
Yeah.
several years ago and put on the website. They can fill it out, it comes right to our email.
I had a kid last
Not
year
available in a handwritten.
apply in class.
Yeah.
And he didn't ever show up.
So a question, the advertising we're doing, is it getting to the parents?
Well, if they're on social media, newspaper, social media,
Because
the
at
website.
school,
and
I'm not doing
pricing.
any good, those kids, if they don't want to work, they're not gonna go home and say, oh, there's.
Yeah, there's no jobs available.
Yeah,
I mean, that could be a possibility.
Have it announced at a track meet.
Yeah, we have one
Tomorrow.
Tuesday, tomorrow.
Have it announced at a track meet.
There you go, Joe.
City of Smith, have them announce it 2 or 3 times.
I run the concession stand, I could build a bunch of flyers up and just have them.
That's
set
a
up
great
in the
idea.
concession
Yeah.
stand.
Send some applications.
Yeah. I'll just wrap the hot dogs in flyers.
We can fix you up.
Boy, we're coming together tonight.
Rob will be announcing, so that,
Yeah, well, if we can announce that and get it out, maybe people hear it. Say,
Maybe
hey,
we'll get some out of town kid to come
well, that would work too.
we got plenty out of town people working here, might as well.
Yeah.
Just as well.
I did some promos for the job fair for the driver applications. I can just adjust those and try to use them in all the avenues we can.
Okay, that's a good idea. Those are all good ideas.
All right.
So are we gonna offer them, are we gonna approve these contracts?
I think we ought to. I think we ought to start loading the chambers,
Which ones at the bottom?
whichever ones.
All of them?
I would. Some of them don't work out.
Just tell Katie we're offering her a contract, but it not necessarily is gonna be manager. How can she be manager? She's gonna be gone all that time.
on her, but I don't think she'll,
Well,
I cannot say that certainly.
yeah, she's going to Washburn.
I didn't know it was for sure.
The conversation can be had when they wrap up.
I think can Donna sit at the chair? See, Christie, or Katie can set a chair. I mean,
But she gets along well with the kids.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody gets along well with the kids.
Don, you gonna make a motion to hire these applicants?
Yeah, I'll make a motion, we hire, I'm gonna say all of them, and then if one denies, at least the offer was made. So I'm gonna, Darissa, Teagan, Danica, Donna, and Katie, for contracts for summer pool duty.
Comments, council? I'll say. Got a motion, got a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And I'm gonna talk to those two tomorrow.
That takes care of that for now. We've got to go through council reports, rec commission. Are we done with rec commission or are we just starting?
I know they've got another item to talk about. Billy's here.
Oh, okay. Billy, you may have the floor.
I think as you can see in the minutes, we voted to approve purchasing a Kawasaki Mule from Dave Motorsports in Waukene. I think the price was $1,099 off the top of my head. Is that what's in there?
1,090.
Or $10,099.
10.8
$10,800.
plus
And,
160.
yeah.
Yeah, 10.
And yeah, and the top was 160. We were going to try to use grants to purchase it, and with spending time trying to use the government purchasing program and this and that, it kind of took a little longer than what we anticipated. And we're to the point now where we absolutely need something. Currently, we've been using Joe Stansberry's mule and to drag fields, and I don't feel comfortable doing that. If something was to happen to his, then we'd have a responsibility to him, and it's not right for either one of us. We've looked into a couple different options with writing for grants that can be used to pay back debt, to try to, recuperate some of the money that we spent.
Does the rec commission have this kind of money in their budget?
We've got, in our savings account, we've got 49,000 and change, almost 50,000. And then, 10,000 in our,
76.
7,600 in our checking, and then
60 something thousand, but that is budget. Their rec budget, you kind of know that. 60 some thousand is what their annual budget is on the rec side.
Would this be within their budget to buy this?
I don't know what their intentions are for the year. Like something to ask Billy.
we don't think that we're gonna come close to that 67. We didn't come, I don't think we even went to 30,000 last year. So I don't know why we'd go to 67 this year.
Why can't they just pull it out of their budget and buy it?
Pull it out of their savings.
Yeah.
They can, they're here to
Right.
get the
Approval.
approval.
Billy, do you see, is there anything else big on the horizon?
Not that we're anticipating.
Comments, council? Brady?
It's in their budget.
Tracy?
Yeah, but if it's in their budget and they've got the money and they're not anticipating anything, I'd say go for it.
Don?
Yeah, we agree.
Chris? Yeah. Sound like it's a dead mule.
Where are you gonna store it?
Nate?
At the storage building that's next to Joyfield.
Okay.
We just had Jim Moss go in and put a new door on it so that we can secure it.
Yeah, okay, but it's in a security place.
We've got, so. It'll all be lock and key.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and purchase the mule for the golf course.
No.
Or them, Rick, okay, Rick.
Golf course, right?
Second.
You can use it.
Been moved, seconded, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
Fire department. Read through that.
It's up to you.
What do we have here?
It's just a summary from Stephen Berry. I can burn through it real quick here.
Okay.
Since our last report, we received all new bunker gear, and most of the stuff is old news to all of us, but just to reiterate, I guess. We've received new bunker gear, and it was a vast improvement over our old. The gear will aid in keeping all the firemen safe. And I think, as we discussed, I don't know if you guys knew, bunker gear has a shelf life, I believe it's 10 years, if I remember right. And that's a pretty costly piece of equipment to keep everybody in fresh bunker gear. I think when I first got on, I was using some of Bolton's old bunker gear. And I don't mean Fletch, I mean like
Deeds.
Deeds. Yeah. And it was black in color.
Now, what do you got? Black and color. I wonder who used my old.
So anyway, we're good. We're starting to clock over all our bunker gear. We've installed HyperSight cameras in 2 of our grass trucks. We've used them so far. So HyperSight trucks are infrared, and so we can see through the smoke any hot spots. It works good in fighting like grass fires. We have goals of buying a couple more in the future when the funds become available. We've installed 800 radios in all the rescue vehicles, and we will be receiving 4 handheld units before long. We will also be installing an 800 base unit at the firehouse. These came off the sheriff and police departments as they have received new ones, right, Jimmy? Okay. The generator has been installed at the firehouse. We're waiting on the power company to tie it into our system at the firehouse. The generator was purchased through donations and grants that we received and was installed ourselves. We just had pancake feed and received very nice donations. Thanks to the city council and ladies in the office for all your help. So the generator is, I don't know if you guys knew about that. In case we ever did lose power in town, you know, all of our big overhead doors are kind of a problem when we don't have power. They can be manually lifted if you have enough guys and ladders to get the trigger released to open them up. But as far as, you know, recharging air packs and everything else, you gotta have power. So this just puts one more security blanket in what we got going on there. So anyway, everything's in good shape as far as I know.
Thank you, Chris. Jamie, do you have anything to bring for the council?
Still dealing with employment, just like the rest of the city. Haven't heard anything back on 2 of the applications, and I'm gonna talk to the sheriff over in Joe County, because a lot of times the deputies that work for us use their vest and their duty belt and stuff that they're familiar with. So I got to talk to Dawn and make sure that's all right. So they bring that over. We got to provide them with radio, which we have. So, so we lost one of our part-time county deputies. So I'm just down to 1 part-timer right now. So
Nobody else wants to do it.
yeah, it's just you're just Jill reached out to another website course that I got from a chief when I was down at we're not getting anything from the Kansas Chiefs Association and stuff like that. Just don't seem like there's getting any bites. So we
Who did we lose?
Jeremy Gresbury. So yeah, so we will, you know, be trying to get somebody hired here hopefully soon. So
Is he still with the county?
I can't really say on that. So
He's not with the county?
I like I said, I can't really
Oh,
address that because I've been gone, so
no.
I don't know for sure what's going on there. So
Technically, Jamie's on vacation right now. He's just
Okay.
dedicated.
Don, you have anything for Jamie?
No, I do not.
Brady?
No.
Nope. Chris, Dave? Chris? Dave.
No.
Thank you. Danny. Rick, you have anything to bring for the council?
Well, we got the new main pump in at the golf course, so the sprinkler system's back up and going. They redid the main well down on number one. They blasted it, chemicaled it, put it all back together, put some new piping in it. It's running double what it was running before, so.
Same pump?
The one you put in.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 10-gallon pump, and we can run 27 or 28 gallons a minute if we want to.
That's good.
Before,
Yeah, they got
that 10-gallon pump would suck it dry, 10 gallons a minute, it sucked it well dry before.
But now you got the flow.
Yep, they opened her up and they will look at the other two. We don't even know if there's a problem with them, so they didn't have time to look at those, but,
Okay.
There was something else, but I can't think what the heck it was now.
K204,
Huh?
K204 in the water line.
Oh, yeah. So we had a Zoom meeting with Doug Getz from Wilson and Company because we had a water leak last Monday night, clear down on the West 204, and that water line is crap. I mean, it's nasty.
But it was a surprise.
We didn't, the only thing we had to go off of is when we had the Scrivener building fiasco and we found that line and we went down and put a valve in it. And that was 4-inch line. The maps that we have say that it's 6-inch line. So we were going off of that, thinking it was 4-inch line all the way and it was in good shape, you know. It's not. What we found was it's bad.
And what happens when the pipes like this, the cast iron pipes start getting hairline cracks up, they start growing.
And they get bigger.
That's
And they
where
get
we,
bigger and they get
I mean,
bigger.
it took
and
them
they
45 minutes just to
verticalize
get it
up on
cleaned
the
out to where we
outside.
could put a clamp on it.
So it's the same thing that happened to us on North Main Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were discussing moving that water line before this all takes place in the middle or first or middle of 2025. We got the ball rolling. M&D and not Venture, but the other one.
I'll tell you tomorrow.
APAC,
APAC are gonna be here tomorrow to look over what we wanna do and give us a bid. We've already got all the water line.
I was gonna say, can we use that C900 that we got for that job?
We can
Yeah.
put it
Well,
to
we
use. So in other words, footage wise, we'd have enough.
Well,
We're, without any miscues, we're one stick short.
Oh, awesome.
And Doug?
From
sounded
how
like Doug
long? Rick?
preferred that.
Well, Don, we're not positive because somewhere in there that turns from 4-inch to 6-inch. We think it's on Lincoln Street because my excellent memory back when I first started, Paul Jones and I put a valve in at Lincoln Street. I'm pretty sure it was a 4-inch. And it runs off, there's a 8-inch, it runs off the 8-inch on Court Street and then it ties in right there. And without potholing a couple places, which we're gonna do, we're gonna find out where it changes over. But if that 4-inch line's anything like it was that we tapped, we won't even mess with it. We'll just go from Lincoln to West Armory Road.
is that all under concrete that's coming like from the east and, or north and south where they are tied together? Is there anything you could pothole to see?
Yeah, well, no, we're gonna have to cut a little chunk out of the highway.
Yeah, and pothole it to see?
Yeah, just use the back and go down and see
Yeah.
what it is. Until we find out where it switches. It might be clear up at Washington.
We never
Street.
can
don't
shut
know.
that thing off down there. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I know.
another problem. They'd shut 20 valves off, it never shuts it off.
And just on that same thing, today we found a valve. We didn't have any idea where it's at. We put a brand new valve in last year when we had the trouble at Zabel's.
Yeah.
Where we had that hydrant blow,
Yeah,
it was open, you know. We put a new valve in, we found a valve in the same yard 40 feet west of that.
Does it work?
We don't know. We didn't find it till today. I have no idea. It's not on any maps. He was looking for the shut off for across from Shandy's there for that house. And he found a stinking valve. And they potholed down and it's on the main. So how many of those are around?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll know more tomorrow. We'll get a bid on M&D boring it and APAC, running it. It'll help everybody out actually, because there's storm drains going underneath there and they're talking about 42-inch storm drains and they're gonna be 7 foot deep at the flow line. Well, you take 42 inches up from that, you're gonna be in everybody's water line and sewer connection and everything else coming through
Are
there.
you thinking about putting that like on the north side of the street and running it in the curb like we did up here?
That'd be great.
Yep, that
Would
way
the
that,
north side work better? Because that's where the sidewalk is, or the south side.
no, the north side will work a lot better. They're gonna have that all tear up to repair put new sidewalks in anyway. And that way, all the houses are on the north side, so you would get rid of all those service lines. You wouldn't have to go worry about them with the storm drain, because they would be north of the storm drain. Instead of being south of the storm drain, you got all those water service lines that they're gonna have to worry about hitting with that drain, so,
I think it's a good idea, good plan.
okay. There was something else, but I can't think of it. I'll let y'all know when I find out tomorrow.
All right. Anybody have anything for Rick? Don? Chris? Tracy?
No.
Ready? Thank you, Rick. Jill, do you have anything to bring for the council?
Just you. The office will be closed tomorrow from 1 to about 3 o'clock. We are meeting with the K-Camp representatives on orientation. Some of the department heads that are able will be joining us for the first portion of that. They said the second hour would probably be us, so we'll have the office closed during that time.
Okay.
Also included with K-Camp, they have risk management achievement awards available. One section, if you meet all of these requirements, you can get 1 to 3% of your contribution back. The other is 4 to 6%. So I am asking the governing body to allow me to set up a risk management committee, which basically is, that's 3 department heads that are able. We just need to show regular meetings, some of the other ins and outs that we can do, defensive driving for those that are driving, which we can include in our safety when we rebuilt our safety program. A lot of that overlaps, but it would allow us to try to at least recoup some money. But I do need your approval on that. We do not have a minimum amount, so my thought process is to talk to Rick and then have Rick talk to the guys, maybe work different ones in for different meetings so that they're not pulled away for every one of those. And we're talking 10-minute meetings. There's just not a lot for us. So if I can have your approval on that, we can get that going.
Council?
Yes.
Need to be in form of motion or just
No,
approval of?
that consensus is fine. Secondly, our 2023 Voyager is in service. Now Rick and the guys did the inspection, got it all taken care of. It right now is the primary vehicle for our outreach service. I've reached out to get some quotes for some simple vehicle wraps, nothing elaborate, just something to kind of set them apart just a little bit. Those would also qualify under that reimbursement from the state and the federal. I, as Jamie said, listed the police positions and driver positions on Indeed.com. Rick took care of K204. I met with the guys last week and scheduled citywide cleanup for the week of May 13th. They put it out on social media and it's on the website. There's a little sample of the flyer in your book so that you can see that. And then the city of Gaylord has hired Kim Eflin for their clerk position. I told her when she was in last week to reach out with any questions. If at some point, if it's okay with you, I would like to go over they don't use a software program, but she's got a lot of spreadsheets. She's unsure of some of the different things they have. So I would like to be able to help her an afternoon or a morning once
Okay.
to do that.
I think that's
No
good.
problem.
Other than that, that is all.
Thank you. Brady, you have anything for Jill? Nope. Tracy?
No,
Chris? Don?
No.
Thank you, Jill. Ariel, do you have anything to bring for the council?
No, I don't.
Don, do you have anything for Ariel?
Nope.
Chris? Tracy?
no.
Brady? Thank you. Governing body reports, Chris, you're on the list first. Tracy, do you have anything?
I went to the Wichita meeting, and I know that lead and copper deal. Are you pretty up to snuff on your surveys?
Yep,
I'm
Ariel's
working on
on
it.
They're really gonna push that thing.
I know.
But then I've had guys tell me that there's way too many states and too many towns. It's gonna take a long time to do it. But I did get a card for you. They have a system that will come in and see if you've got it. I mean, they'll dig and everything you can get. They got money available for people to come in to check.
Share it with us.
Huh?
Share that with us and we'll take a look at it.
I got it, so that's all I've got.
Okay, thanks, Tracy. Don, you have anything?
Not anything else, no.
Brady, do you have anything?
I do not.
You guys want to talk about pay scale?
I know what the other thing I had was, real quick. They've got the south end of that old runway tore out and hauled off. We're gonna have them grind the north end. There's no good way, I mean, that's so soft, they can't go out there, you can't drive your pickup over it. They cut severe tracks in the ground, it was soft. So we're gonna have them grind the north side off, and then when it freezes this winter, we need something to do. They'll get it all ground up, and it's our only way out from the north side without going across that new concrete runway. It's right in front of Dave's hangar.
They don't want that.
Absolutely not. Okay. Anybody want to talk about pay scale? Neither do I. When I was working with this pay scale, what I've been working with, and I think if we focus on our first number in our box, that will, if you want to give a percentage raise to it, you would give a percent, say if it's 3%, it'd be whatever percentage of that first one, but it's the same dollar all the way through. It's not 3% to all the different ones. Like we said, that between us, our scale is the way it's structured. Every step is $100 increase. If you give 3% at the bottom, or at the 20-year plus, you're given almost a double increase than you are at the
Bottom.
bottom.
Well, by far the simplest way to do it, I think, would be go to step one, set your price for step one, and just give $100 increase all the way down.
Yeah, or if you do it, you could do it either way. But if you do like a percentage, the low guy gets the most money
Yeah.
versus the
Well,
high guy.
yeah, well, percentage wise, he still is, because low guy gets $100 and the
Well,
guy 14 steps down gets $100.
exactly. So, it puts a topping effect into the pay scale as well. I'll have Jill write this up, and we can plug in some numbers so you could actually see what we're talking about, how it works.
Yeah, we've been kicking this can down the road long enough. We need to get something done.
Every time I get up in the morning, I got alligators hanging off each cheek of my ass. And I just need to take care of it.
You have to explain that to me sometime.
Probably not right now.
No.
Probably not.
On our hourly employees that I will be contacting.
But
Our hourly seasonal employees that I will be contacting, how do you want me to represent their beginning pay?
Hmm.
Because right now we have two separate columns for hourly.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
We can go, this is what we're currently at, and we're in the process of revamping.
I don't even know if that would change. For part-time, why would it have to change?
It wouldn't have to. And we can set that where we want.
don't we have summer help wages anyway?
We currently.
Yeah.
I would think maybe
But in the new
if you have
system,
somebody
it
that
has them all in
returns,
They're
one.
returns,
Maybe
you
they
might
get a
give
bump.
them a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, and we do have that established.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay. You don't think the new employees, you want to run with prior year's wage for a part-time employee? You don't want to change it, is that what you're saying?
Well, that's hourly, right?
she said,
Mhm. But in the new,
I'm sorry, like a summer employee, more, or,
Right, I got you.
are you saying we don't want to increase that?
or I
We
can
have
tell
it.
them that you're still in the work.
We have it in place, we're in the process of reviewing it to see where.
I get that, but I just thought the discussion was we don't want to change it. And I
what
think we
is it?
should.
Okay, I'd like to know what it is, because I'm not sure.
Right now, you have one column that starts at 11, I believe the other one starts at 12. But I do
I
have,
leave it.
I might have it.
That $12 is worth 4% less than it was a year ago.
Yeah.
I pay a guy that helps me part-time 17, he's 4 years old, he's, you know.
I don't disagree with your thought is, but we're never gonna hire anybody at $11 an hour.
You ain't,
Well, but if we're thinking about part-time, I'm thinking like summer help. Is that what we're talking
yeah,
about?
that summer.
The pool and,
Pool, well, pool's more than that.
You can get 15 an hour
Uh,
at any fast food restaurant in the city.
you
Start out
could,
Yeah, but. we're
I
not
did
the city.
speak that wrong. I did say that
We're
wrong.
Close.
But you got competitive city wages here locally, and then you could go work at, what's Casey starting out at?
No, yeah.
$9 now.
Casey's?
Yeah.
$12.
I thought it was more than that.
I thought it was 9.
12. Tractor Supply is
$12.
$14.50 unless you're management, and then it's
What was
18.
Horsley's, or Tractor Supply?
$12.50, I think it's, or $14.50. And
Is-
then
but is that
unless
full-
you're a management,
Is that full-time?
that's what I shared
I
from
was
you.
thinking Applecush is 18.
Maybe some
Phillipsburg,
departments.
your ethanol plant, and
Oh, the ethanol plants
They're
up there.
22 something.
they're 25.
I did say that wrong. The transit driver column is at 11. Water pumper, parks, and temp crew is at 11, beginning, and seasonal was at 10.
Ooh, yeah, that needs to go up a little bit.
I think you ought to offer a minimum of 15. That's my opinion.
I had a kid today talking, he had a job this summer, he was getting 15 an hour. That's an awful lot to pay a kid. I said, well, good for you. I mean, that was farm labor.
And then after, we know on the pool, there is the assistant manager wages and manager wages that will have to be discussed as well. Because those are coming up, hopefully.
We'll need to do, at a later date, do much more talking about that. I think
So what's
about
the starting wage for a city employee, full-time?
17 something.
So why would you give a part-time of 15?
Well, you don't have $25,000 in benefits either. Or capers.
And
Can't
benefits
drive a
don't pay your
vehicle.
bills either.
Hey,
Not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying, if we want to find help, we're not going to find help at $11 an hour.
can't drive a vehicle.
I
They're
agree.
gonna be riding in a pickup with somebody else.
Well, we're talking about maybe having adults as opposed to having kids.
1428
That's starting salary,
for a full-time employee.
14.
Yeah,
That's after the raise we got at the first of the year.
well, that would be the starting wage right now if somebody was hired.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so there's probably really nobody making
But
that.
that's with benefits too.
Yeah, that's with benefits too.
Which, to a young employee, let's not bluff ourselves, to a young male or female, with no children and good health, benefits is nothing but a cost to your paycheck.
Right, they don't see it.
Not the insurance side.
No.
not
Right.
that. Yeah, the vacation and stuff, yeah, but the insurance isn't, or it wasn't to me at that age.
Right, yeah, I agree.
I don't know if we should be paying part-time the same as we're paying full-time. And you're right, they've got the benefits on top.
My thing is that we're gonna be offering these positions, so we at least are gonna have to decide some of this pay scale at some point, because
Well, the pool was very competitive.
the pool was competitive.
Still can't find anybody.
Yeah, and still can't find it. That's right.
But it goes back to, it could be $30 an hour, you still might not get anybody.
Right.
In that scenario.
And the biggest thing about that is you hire somebody for those part-time positions. You expect them to be there every day. You expect them to give you a day's work and not, I'm sick today, I'm not coming. Not that that couldn't happen, but I know it happens a lot, that they just work a couple of days, maybe get a paycheck and then disappear, you know. That might be the minority of situations, but it sure seems to be happening more often now. The job market is pretty good right now, but people who want the jobs, it's not very good.
That's all that needs to be said. Anybody have anything else to bring before the council? I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moving seconded, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Please.
Okay.